Hey guys, welcome to another video here on the FIFA 21 Career Mode beta version. As you can tell up here, early access version of the game, so not everything you see is final. And of course, brought to you by the Game Changers program through EA. Today we're doing a little bit of an experiment. I wanted to see what sort of growth some of the high potential younger players get in career mode after 5 years. If there's anyone on this list that I'm going to show you that you'd like to see in a 10-year video once the game is fully launched, then do let me know and I'll repeat the experiment on the full game and also add in any players that aren't on this list that you'd like to see for a 10-year. And there are some on here that I think will need longer than these 5 years to get to the level at which you'd consider buying them for a high-end level career mode. There are some that you'd expect to be higher by 5 years in that could potentially be great options for lower level career modes, like Championship, lower half of top division level players. So I'm going to go in. I've got 27, I think, on the list that I'm going to show you here. As ever, do drop the video a like. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see from any other style video like this on the full game. I tend to do just straight out career mode series. With this early capture, I've done a handful of other videos that are slightly different to what I usually do. I'd love your feedback on that. Do continue to leave me that in the comment section down below. And like I say, if you'd like to see a 10-year version once the game is fully launched and any other names that you'd like to see on that list as well, then do let me know. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell tick so you don't miss out on any more videos we have from this early capture session footage. And I'm going to jump straight in. You'll notice I'm at Plymouth Argyle. This is the save that I used for the league table test. I was at Cambridge United. I got sacked 3 seasons in, basically, because I was just simming through the calendar and wasn't paying attention to any of the players' morale or contracts, and everybody left. Nobody stayed, and everybody that stayed was unhappy, so I got sacked. So, signed for Plymouth, still simulating seasons, and won the league in League 2 this year. So, it can go well if you sim only. But starting with these transfers then, like I say, I've got 27 on the list. Some are as you would expect, some are not as you would expect. I'll sort it by rating, and I'll quickly scroll to the top. So some, as you might expect, haven't grown as much as you might think. Bukayo Saka here is 79 rated, 5 years in. This is at the end of the 5th season as well. At the end of the 5th season, he's only 79. So he's grown well physically, but it might be because he's down as a left mid. If he was a left winger, perhaps his rating would be slightly higher. And obviously you could try and train him defensively and try and sort him out, change his position perhaps. We'll have a video on that, either already out or on the way, with regards to position changes for players. But you could potentially consider changing him to a left wing back or a left winger. Maybe that would boost his overall. But in this particular example, in this save, at this point, not growing that well. Gabriel Martinelli is a free agent. Now, I don't know how long he's been a free agent. He too has only grown to 79 rated. I would have expected him to go higher than that. At Cambridge United, in my RTG that we just finished on FIFA 20, in at the beginning of season 9, he was 87 rated. So in 3 seasons' time, to compare, he'd have to grow another 8 ratings. So I don't know if his potential is slightly lower on FIFA 21. Potentially, we could check in a 10-year video if you would like to see that once the game fully launches. Like I say, I don't know how long he's been a free agent, so I'm not sure how much first-team football he's had. That too could have affected his growth, similarly with Bukayo Saka. Francisco Chinchao is 80 rated, still at Braga in this save. Another young Arsenal, Saliba's at Arsenal, I think, isn't he, in real life? I might be mistaken there, do correct me if I am. Is at Atletico Madrid now in this save, 24 years of age and 82 rated. Looking very good physically, 89 strength. Acceleration could be slightly better, but in the tackle he's very good. 87 slide tackle. Short passing of 85, so certainly someone I could consider for the sort of style of play that I use. And 5 seasons in, again, not sure how much first-team football he's had, but not grown amazingly well and 82 rated. Certainly someone to consider, even at a latter stage, but certainly at the early stage of a season. And with dynamic potential, of course, which is still a thing in FIFA 21, you could grow him even higher. Similarly, with all of the players that are lower rated on this list. Mohamed Ihataren is at Marseille now in this save. 82 rated as well. Very fast. Great agility. Reactions are great too. On the ball, really good. But outside of ball control and dribbling, not that special at this stage. So, again, someone to perhaps consider if you don't want to grow someone yourself at a latter stage than 5 seasons in. Mason Greenwood is at Everton now in this save. Physically, again, very good. Technically, his finishing's only 79. He's not grown amazingly well, and I would expect him to do so. Of course, no face scan on him here. I expect for FIFA 21 he will have a face scan. There are a number of face scans that haven't been announced yet or aren't in the builds yet, coming for FIFA 21 that we can't show you for licensing reasons. So doesn't have a face scan here. I imagine he will do at full launch. Moved to Everton in this save. So Manchester United obviously felt happy enough to let him go. I'd be surprised if any of you that start at Manchester United let him go. Alphonso Davies is defaulting as a left mid, not a left back. So his overall is only 83. Obviously, physically is spectacular. Technically, dribbling-wise, very good. But again, defensively, not as impressive. So if you wanted to use him as a left back, certainly could do with some training. And would also need, potentially, a position change as well. Eduardo Camavinga at Frankfurt as well. Alphonso Davies, forgot to mention, at Frankfurt, as you can see there. Camavinga also at Frankfurt. Grown really nicely so far, Camavinga. He is great defensively and good in the pass as well. A superb option at centre defensive midfield. I guarantee you, if he was a CDM rather than a centre mid, he'd actually be much higher rated, probably closer to 86 or 87, because his stats are so well suited to that position. Pedri is at Borussia Dortmund now, not Barcelona in this save. 84 rated as well after 5 seasons. Again, still very quick. Not very strong, mind, and technically pretty good too. The finishing isn't amazing, but out wide, you're going to want the crossing more so, as heading is more of a viable option this year. Not quite FIFA 19 levels, but better than FIFA 20. And we'll have there will have been some gameplay, and there will be more gameplay on the channel over the next few days, of course, once the Chelsea mini-series either starts or continues. I'm not sure what order I'm putting these videos out. Ferran Torres, 84 rated, still at Manchester City. Still quick. Physically not terribly impressive. Technically, though, not amazing still, but decent. But at 25, you might have liked some extra growth from him. 84 ball control, 83 crossing, 89 dribbling is good. The finishing's pretty impressive as well at 83 for a wide player. That's really not bad. But you would expect his short passing to be better, or you would like his short passing to be better. Erling Braut Haaland has moved from Dortmund to Benfica in this save. Obviously physically quick and strong, as you would expect. Decent on the ball, deadly finishing. 86 isn't super high. And at 24, obviously with the form that he's been in real life, I'd expect him to grow slightly better. Again, as ever, early build of the game, the ratings aren't final. He might well have a higher potential in FIFA 21, the full version. And if we do a 10-year version of this video in full launch, I'll of course include players like Erling Braut Haaland in that. Very, very good player. I would expect a number of you to want to sign him, or even start a Dortmund right from the off to have him, as Dortmund have got a hell of a squad coming along with the signing, of course, Jude Bellingham as well, and having Jadon Sancho there, who's also on my list a little bit further down. Federico Valverde's up at 85 from Real Madrid, the centre mid, now at Leicester. Other than the passing, it doesn't really excel anywhere. He's great at passing, superb, but it's not great physically. And other than being good at pinging the ball about, there isn't like an area where he's not an all-round player, put it that way. He might be a great creative player, but he's not incredible in the tackle. And he's not fast, he's not agile, but he can ping a pass. So if he suits your style of play, then certainly he's an option. Upamecano's 85 as well. He's gone to Inter Milan in this save from Leipzig, of course, in real life. Quick. Still very strong. Defensively very good. 93 stand tackle is superb. I think the fact that some of his physical stats, like he's got low stamina, that's going to affect his overall. His passing isn't amazing, and it will still affect his overall at centre-back. Not quite as heavily as other positions, of course, but it still will affect it. But sort of the lower rated yet effective player in that position, Upamecano, by the looks of things. Thiago Almada has moved to Manchester City in this save from Argentina. Obviously, his physicals are superb with regards to his pace and his agility. Technically, 87 finishing is really good, and he's good in the pass. He's good on the ball. He's not spectacular, but high 80s, mid to high 80s are, of course, very impressive. And transfer value-wise, £66 million at this stage. What I'll do, I'll scroll through the transfer values at the end, shall I? We'll do it that way. Callum Hudson-Odoi at Wolves in this save now. 9, very, very quick, obviously. Technically decent too with regards to ball control and dribbling. Again, doesn't excel anywhere else, although his short passing is getting there. His finishing is getting there. But certainly could do with some extra either training or a certain development plan, because training is different this year. Keep your eye out for a video on training. And, of course, with dynamic potential, it could grow further with prolonged first-team football at the club that you're playing for. Ansu Fati is at Everton in this save. Something perhaps we could do in the Everton career mode that will be the first series I do on FIFA 21 proper. 87 rated, 5 years in. It's Ansu Fati. I mean, look at that. 89 ball control, 89 dribbling, 90 finishing. He's so good. Strength could be better, but at 22 years of age, player. Absolute player. Similarly, Rodrigo, who's also spectacular physically, better than Ansu Fati, and could do with better finishing, especially considering he's got striker in his roles, which Ansu Fati doesn't. But again, great ball control, superb dribbling, long shots are really good for him as well. Joe Gomez as a defensive option. Not many defenders on this list, but a handful. Joe Gomez is at Hoffenheim now in this save. 87 rated though, still continuing to grow really well. In the tackle, not spectacular. 87 surprises me considering only one defensive technical stat is above 88 rated. So I am surprised to see his overall as high as it is, but perhaps the sprint speed along with the reactions to go with the defensive awareness mean that he's going to be in the right place and can intercept a lot, which might boost his overall. But not as spectacular as I would expect an 87 rated player to be at this stage in a save. Phil Foden is actually at Leicester in this save now. Manchester City have let him go. Not rapid, but 99 agility is going to be very, very good, especially with the gameplay this year. Agile players, they were great on FIFA 20. They're going to be even more effective on FIFA 21. 96 ball control, 91 dribbling, 91 short passing. Finishing could be a bit better, but as a creative cam, yeah, you're going to want Phil Foden. You're really going to want Phil Foden. Lautaro Martinez is 89 rated and at Liverpool in this save now. Still not that fast. I would have expected his physicals to grow better than that. Obviously, strength is great, but I would have expected him to be a little bit quicker than that by this stage. Finishing of 90, heading accuracy of 91 to go along with that. Strength is going to be pretty dominant. What's his jumping out of curiosity? 88 jumping as well. Aerial god. Lautaro Martinez, 94 ball control, 88 dribbling. He's going to be a finisher, a deadly finisher. Perhaps with only 79 short passing, not necessarily that good at playing the passes around, but as a hold-up player, could be really good. And as obviously it's just a poacher, a deadly finisher. He's going to be great. Vinicius Junior is 90 rated at 24. 90 rated. Physically, outstanding. Technically, just so good. 83 passing could be better, but the ball control and the dribbling in the early to mid 90s mean that he's going to be very, very effective. Finishing of 87 too, cut inside from that left wing on his right foot, even though he's got a 4-star weak foot, so still should be pretty decent there. Going to be outrageous. Matthijs de Ligt, 91 rated at this stage, probably will grow higher, and perhaps we could have a look at that in that 10-year video, but defensively, rock solid. He is a ball-playing centre-back. 86 short passing, 92, heading accuracy, 97 strength. Although he is going to have trouble accelerating to catch up with people to outmuscle them. You have to kind of hope that you're battling with them one-on-one by the time that the ball is played to them. Frenkie de Jong, 91 rated also at this stage. Physically very good for a central midfielder, kind of a box-to-box all-round player. And technically, wonderful. Obviously, the ball control and dribbling stand out at 95 and 97, but short passing at 96 and having an 84 stand tackle as well. I mean, that's you aren't going to need. You could play him in the middle on his own. You are not going to need another centre mid than Frenkie de Jong. Kai Havertz, obviously at Chelsea in real life, isn't at Chelsea in this build. Is still at Leverkusen. Starts at 84 rated. Obviously, ratings are subject to change. Kai Havertz, 92 by this point in a save. 99 sprint speed, 91 reactions, 92 overall, ball control 98, dribbling 91, short passing 98. Another fantastic ball playing central attacking midfielder. Could play him out wide. 86 acceleration, that 99 sprint speed is pretty decent. His crossing is only 81, however. Agility is only 79 and balance 81, so probably better suited to being in the middle rather than like a tricky winger. But still, unbelievable. Jadon Sancho, 92, still at Dortmund. Still at Dortmund. Pace-wise, gone. As soon as he's got the ball, he's past the defender, basically, especially with those technical stats as well. 92 short passing, 97 control, and 96 dribbling. He's going to be just as good, if not better, in 21 than he was in 20. Never a player that I've clicked with personally, but I know a number of you thoroughly enjoy using Joao Felix. Using Jadon Sancho. A number of you will also enjoy using Joao Felix. He's the next player we look at. 5-star skills on him again. 4-star weak foot. I expected his acceleration to be slightly higher. Sprint speed is obviously electric fast. Finishing of 94. It's where he excels, Joao Felix. I personally would play him slightly deeper than... Oh, I just saw that valuation. Wow. I personally would play him slightly deeper as a cam or a second striker. But... because he could get just as many assists as he gets goals. He could be the player that gets 40 goals and 30 assists in a season. But... wow. And of course, the man himself, Kylian Mbappe, 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, 87 strength, agility of 95 as well, finishing 93, 98 ball control, 97 dribbling, 88 short passing. The man of all men, Kylian Mbappe. And I'm sure within a couple of years, whilst obviously Ronaldo and Messi are still performing outrageously, Kylian Mbappe is going to be right up there with starting at like early 90s, like they start at early 90s. 95 by 5 seasons in. Whether he'd go higher than that, I'm not sure. Perhaps 96 or maybe 97. Obviously, with training, you could boost that even further. But I'll show you valuations then at this stage. 200 million for Mbappe, and he's looking unwilling to relocate. This is a save with loose transfer settings. I will be doing a comparison video between loose transfer settings and strict transfer settings to see if there's a differentiation in value between players in that particular or in a comparison, and also if you can sign a player from a rival team with strict, it just might cost you a little bit more, or if they flat out refuse. I as of yet haven't recorded that video, so I'm not sure. Obviously, you saw Joao Felix's valuation. There is a release clause there on Jadon Sancho of 158.6. It's still a hell of a lot, but with his value 147.5, at least his release clause isn't still 58.6 like we saw in FIFA 20. Kai Havertz. Obviously, valuations when you get to this level. Oh, he just moved. Lautaro Martinez just moved to Liverpool in this season. Valuations are going to be reflective of the market pre-COVID, so massively high valuations for attacking players. That's frustrating. A release clause that's low, and if you'll bear with me, I will take a screenshot of that and pass that on to EA. They might already have fixed it, but it's definitely something to flag up to them that, again, we've got a low release clause with a high valuation. But I'd like to think that they've fixed that. I haven't actually recorded the mini-series with Chelsea yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to be commonplace or I haven't passed that feedback on to EA, so I don't know anything that I can pass on to you. If I find something out to record or to mention in a later video, I will tell you. Obviously, in the mid-80s range, you're looking at about 50 odd million pounds. That's another release clause there. Ferran Torres, 22.5. Again, something to pass on to EA. Camavinga's just moved to Frankfurt in this save. Green was just moved to Everton. Similarly, Ihataren to Marseille. And then, to be fair, for a player like... Oh, it's just gone to Atleti. For a player like Martinelli, free agent... How is a free agent? It's beyond me. Arsenal, what are you doing? And Saka, 31 million for a player at his rating is actually probably a little bit cheeky to ask for something that high. But 39 million for a player like Saliba, who, attribute-wise... is great strength-wise, but could do with a little bit more improvement technically. I think the values are probably going to be about there or thereabouts with what you would expect in real life, but you will still obviously want to try and get yourself a bargain if you can in career mode. But let me know what you think of those ratings in the comment section down below. Again, reiterate, early versions, so it is subject to change, but curious to see some have grown really well, and others you might expect to grow well, like Saka, Greenwood, Davies, not grown quite so well in this build. Again, if you would like me to, I can redo the experiment 10 years down the line, or just redo the experiment 5 years down the line and compare between the two videos once full launch is here. Let me know. But for this video, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As ever, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of this FIFA 21 career mode early capture footage, and I'll see you next time.